thing that's sad about today is today tells me that I'm not going to see Khabib Nurmagomedov fight anymore.
No, you
That's
won't.
a shame. That's a shame.
I said that a while ago.
It's a shame.
I don't like you, Dave just said when Dana said, like when Khabib walked by Dana and said, "Let's be honest, none of these guys are on my level." He's 100% right.
Yeah.
None of them. How does Charles? I would only say the only guy that I feel like has a chance. Don't get me wrong. Chandler got a little bit of a chance because of the knockout power. Everyone when got the knockout
anyone
power,
can be touched and put out.
And Charles got the submission. That are the opportunities there. But he's got to. It's got to be one of those things where you just catch him in a transition, and while the takedown's happening, or while something's going on, you catch him in the scramble and you're able to knock him out. Like it's gonna happen like that. It's not gonna happen just a straight right down the pipe. The reason why I would say Chandler had a little bit more of a chance than majority of them is because Chandler's got a good hard right hand that comes right down the pipe. And we saw with the Conor fight when he fought Conor, and we've seen with other fighters that he's fought Michael Johnson. When they're fast and they throw straight, they land. Khabib's taking some big shots. And with the Michael Johnson situation, he got a little, I wouldn't say he got rocked, but he got a little stumbled.
Oh, he got rocked.
Yeah, like
I was in there with him. He got rocked.
He got clipped pretty hard. And then same thing with the Conor thing. He got hit with some good straight lefts in that fight. And Chandler's got the power to hurt him. It's just a matter if he could finish him or not, and if he can out wrestle him or not. I don't think he can. Especially in a 5-round fight. I think it's just going to get worse for him as the fight goes on. But I don't think Khabib has any desire to fight any of those guys. None. I think tonight with his comments, I think it makes sense.
And he also just put out a post 10 minutes ago, and he said, "You can like him or hate him, but you have to respect him. This guy built the sport. Thank you for everything, Dana. I have so much respect for you." And so now there's speculation that that's a retirement post.
Yeah, I think he's done. I mean, realistically, like, and when he said something last week, he said, "Don't make me do anything that will upset my mother." That he said that fighting's not in my near future. He also said that too in a post. It's like,
okay,
I think he's done. And I thought that a while back, but I thought maybe something would spark his interest, somebody that rose up. But I don't think he saw anything tonight that would really get him. I know the knockouts were there, but he's already beaten Dustin. He's already beaten Conor. He's already beaten Justin Gaethje. He beat them all handily. And I mean, really, like Chandler is kind of like the only guy that kind of in Oliveira that he hasn't fought and he hasn't beaten. But like, let them be there for a while and let the dust settle, I guess, and then we'll see if he comes. But I don't think he will. I think he's done.
He could always come back.
He could, but I think he's done. I mean, it's hard. But look at the Conor situation. You go away, you come back. You go away, come back. You can't keep doing that forever. No. And then your performance is like it's a gradual climb. It continues to. You work on this sport forever. You get better every day. You go to the gym, 1% better every day.
It's not 1%, but it's a small percentage.
Yeah, you're hoping it's 1%.
Yeah, 1% is fantastic, but you're right. It's those little tiny increments that continue to make you better and better. And when you're not doing it, everyone else is catching you.
Yeah.
Because it's not like you're staying still. You're not. You're going backwards.
The thing is with Khabib, he will. Excuse me.
Oh!
I know. It's not even as late for me as it is for you.
Not even close.
Dave's yawning now too. He caught my yawn.
Here comes John's.
Yeah. But the thing with Khabib though, if he does come back, I do know that he never stops training. He's training with Islam. He's training with the other Islam, Mamedov. I don't know how to say his last name.
Umar, Usman.
And then Usman. But there's another Islam, Mamedov, that fights in PFL. He's training with all those guys that are over. He's got a bunch of guys that are making their way into the bigger shows. And so he's constantly training with all those guys. He's got a bunch of younger talent too that he's trying to build up and get going as well. So I think his focus now is, I don't want to say it's to take his dad's place in terms of running the team.
I think it is.
But it kind of is. I think it kind of is. I think he's kind of put that onto his shoulders.
I think that's exactly the biggest part of everything. Yes, his mom, saying, "Hey, I would like you to stop it," and I understand why his mom wants to stop. But I think it's now, well, my dad was the coach, and he's not here. I'm going to take that spot. And I think that's a big thing with all of those guys that he has, and now not only is he a coach, he's a translator too.
He's really good too.
Yeah.
Oh man. Well, I guess we can just wait until the dust settles, but I want everyone to understand they heard it here first. It's going to be Chandler and Poirier for the title. Thank you. Thank you
We'll
very much.
see.
Thank you very
But
much.
I will say,
Yes.
I want you to think about this. I told everybody, Josh, and you got to back me up on this. MyBookie.com had Conor at minus 310, and I think Dustin Poirier was a plus 230.
Yep.
And I said, put your money on Dustin Poirier.
Yep.
Did I not?
Yes, you did.
So if you were smart enough to go to mybookie.ag or .com and place a bet, or at least even get an account where they gave you that 50% extra. So you put $100, you now have $150, and you put that on Dustin Poirier. You put $150 on Dustin Poirier, you would have walked away with close to $400 in winnings. God bless America.
John, did you forget the bet you told him to take the week before?
Don't even talk about it. Those in the past don't count. They don't count at all.
Why are you living in the past, Josh? Why do you keep bringing that? That's the past, Josh. Don't bring that up.
Don't ever bring up a loss.
I love it. I love it. Yes, that is true. I was actually, it's so funny. I was looking at my bookies, the odds right before the main card started. I'm like, let's just throw down $100 on Dustin and see what happens. But then I was, what went through my mind? I was like, man, we just had Conor on. I feel like that's almost like you're slapping somebody in the face if you, because I never, not that we're friends at all, but it's like I just don't bet on. I guess I don't bet on people that I know. I don't bet on people that that are my friends. I definitely don't bet on my teammates. I almost feel like it's a jinx. But it went through my mind. It did go through my mind. But it also went through my mind to bet on Dan Hooker. And so that lets you know that my betting is like this. So when I give you guys betting odds, take it for what it is.
Take it for what it is.
What
50%
else?
chance you're gonna lose.
What else do you think? I think let's to wrap up this main card. Dustin Poirier fought a great fight tonight. Did everything he needed to do. I think Mike Brown deserves a ton of credit for getting him mentally focused and mentally ready for this fight. And I think there's so many things that need to be talked about in terms of both of them need to be applauded. Conor McGregor for donating $500,000 to Dustin Poirier's charity. Conor McGregor for even just coming basically out of, I don't want to say out of retirement, but coming back and doing the fight with Dustin for something like this. Because remember how this all started was because of the charity situation. Like, hey, I want to fight. I want to get this thing going by December. It was December originally. And Conor had reached out and said, look, then fine, we'll just make it a charity event for your charity. I'll donate the money. It was smart. It was brilliant game plan on his part to get him active and busy. If he is serious about coming back and staying busy, John, then I think we'll see the old Conor come back if he's that serious. Do I think he will be? I don't think so. I think he's got way too many other things going on. It takes up too much of his time, especially now with a new baby on the way. He's got another baby on the way. So I think he needs to stay focused on his business ventures and grace us with his presence, in terms of, talking about fights, helping push the fights and promoting these younger athletes that are coming up. I think that's great. But Dustin, I think he's got the futures ahead for him, man. I think he will fight for the title next, and we're going to see if he ends up being the undisputed UFC world champion in his next fight, which I think he's got a good chance of doing.